Well, for 25 years, millions and millions and millions of knowledge seekers across the globe have turned to the largest reference work in history for answers. Wikipedia is the free online encyclopedia made up of over 65 million pages, and that number is growing every day.
Fast forward, billions of readers, hundreds of thousands of editors, from a 20-something in Tokyo to a father in Lagos, from a teacher keeping an endangered language alive to a fan updating the score at the final whistle. Wikipedia became the world's go-to resource. When you look something up, it's there. When you add to it, the whole world keeps learning.
Is that clip provided by Wikipedia? No doubt. Jimmy Wales founded the site in 2001, quickly learned the possibilities of people power. Now, 25 years later, he's sharing how the Wikipedia model could be the solution to our troubled times. It's all laid out in his new project. It's called the 7 Rules of Trust. And Jimmy Wales joins us live from Brisbane. G'day, Jimmy.
G'day, hi, good to be here.
Lovely to see you. Wikipedia, well known now, but the way it operates was revolutionary when it launched. In layman's terms, tell us how Wikipedia does in fact work.
Yeah, so there's this fantastic community all around the world. We're in over 300 languages. The community discusses, debates, works, checks all the references as things come in, and try to give this amazing gift to the world. It's all freely licensed and free for anybody to use. We're a charity, and we're just trying to share knowledge.
Jimmy, do you use it? Like you're coming to Australia, you're going to Brisbane, do you log on to Wikipedia and go, what are the nice restaurants? How do I move around? Do you use it?
I do, yeah. I mean, maybe not for looking for restaurants, because it isn't really about restaurant recommendations, although some famous restaurants are in there.
Sure.
But certainly for history, art, monuments, things like that, it's really a fantastic resource.
The site has faced some challenges over the years, no doubt. In the 2000s, the reliability of info was questioned. Teachers banned it from being used in the classroom. Do you think that reputation, though, has shifted over time?
I mean, it definitely has. I mean, certainly people in the very early days were very skeptical of Wikipedia. But, you know, over time we proved ourselves. It's pretty reliable. It's not perfect, of course. We don't pretend it is. We are always trying to improve it. But now, these days, I think, particularly because so much of the internet is filled with misinformation and disinformation, a lot of noise and toxicity, people have come to appreciate this sort of calm, quiet place that's Wikipedia.
OK, so for you personally, like only a handful of people can genuinely actually say, I've changed the world. You can say that. Is that something you wake up with every morning, or is that you sort of ignore that concept, or how do you deal with that?
I mean, I mostly ignore it. I mean, people ask me that all the time, so I can't completely ignore it. But no, it's a strange thing. I mean, I'm very focused on the work. I mean, you know, it's like Wikipedia, there's so much still left to do and so much fun. And I travel all around the world. I meet local Wikipedia community members everywhere I go. It's just brilliant, yeah.
Of course, the site's censored in some countries. So the actual story of Wikipedia are often linked very closely with democracy, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, certainly we have in a few places around the world Wikipedians who have been in jail, you know, because the truth is somehow a threat in many places in the world. But, you know, largely people understand that Wikipedia is not the place people are fomenting rebellions, except to the extent that ideas foment rebellions, which is actually a thing. But, yeah, you know, we're not political. We try to be as neutral as we can. And yet, yeah, so sometimes it's a little bit tricky.
OK. Now, in your book, you argue that the trust-based model of Wikipedia could actually be a blueprint for a better way of living. Just step us through what you mean by that.
Yeah, so Wikipedia, you know, has gone from being kind of a joke to one of the few things people find trustworthy. And what I'm trying to remind people is, you know what, people generally are good, and everywhere you go, you meet new people, and you trust them, and that's normal. That's the natural human condition. When we look at social media, when we look at the toxicity of our political environment these days, you can get a really negative view of human nature. And people get a little bit cynical, and they think, oh, well, maybe this politician does lie, but don't they all lie? Well, no, they don't all lie. And actually, I think we should put trust on the agenda as something that we really demand from our leaders and from each other, really.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. We've got your 7 rules of trust here. We are living through some pretty divisive times. How do we start to break down some of those barriers, do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the first rules of trust is make it personal, and so I do think people in positions of leadership need to think about how are decisions affecting people on a really personal level. Tell the story in the book of Airbnb, which had a real crisis of trust early in their history, and they realized actually if people don't trust that the apartment will be there, or that if I put my place on Airbnb it won't get trashed, then we don't have a business. And so I think there's that element of thinking, okay, what would happen if something went wrong here, and think about that person there. I think that's one of the most important. Yeah,
really interesting. Okay, before we let you go, 55, maybe 60 million articles on Wikipedia. We take it for granted you've read them all. Do you have is there a favourite moment for you on Wikipedia where you've just gone, oh, wow?
Well, there's so many, because it's so random, and the things, and you come to an article and you're like, oh my gosh, like who actually wrote this sort of 5-page thing about something really obscure? But I think one of my favorite, there's an article called Inherently Funny Words, which is about how some jokes are better and funnier if you use one word in the punchline rather than another. It was nearly deleted because people say, oh, that's a silly idea, but it turns out a lot of famous comedians have talked about the concept. Now it's got loads of references. It's a great read.
Oh, good. Larry's looking that up for sure, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, I spend so much time downloading dad jokes, I might as well have a look at that one.